the constitutional conservative. I don't get it. Stephen, the independent thinker, and my cousin Todd. We have a packed show for you tonight. Oh my gosh, day 30. What is it? Day 30. Don't say anything. I'll say it. Day 35. Government shutdown with no end in sight. Stephen, and NASCAR playoffs, if not the finale, no end in sight. Stephen, and NASCAR playoffs, if not the finale. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Cheney family as we talk about the legacy of Dick Cheney. The NFL and Jaden Daniels injury. Today was election day. Polls close at 8 p.m., but I guess it's not 8 p.m. all over the country. And did you vote? That's what is most important. MLB World Series winners, the LA Dodgers, and President Trump threatens to halt all United States aid and conduct a vicious military attack in Nigeria over Christian persecution. Tariffs are going to the Supreme Court, and the Department of Transportation may close certain parts of the airspace due to air traffic controller shortages and more, if we can fit it in. First up, NASCAR with Stephen. NASCAR, Stephen, I have a video for you. I hear somebody's mic, but just a moment. Let me get to the minutes and share my screen. Todd, I have you on mute because you always put your mic in last, and we can hear you literally putting your mic in. Very professional. See, like you do that, but I put you on mute so everyone doesn't hear all that.
Denny Hamlin left the car and went over to the pit box and fell into the arms of his crew. Denny, what's going on inside?
Yeah, nothing I can do different. I mean, prepared as good as I could coming into the weekend, and my team gave me a fantastic car. Just didn't work out. You know, I was just praying that no caution, and had one there, and what can you do? It's just not meant to be.
You ran away from everybody. The car had speed, and then the caution came out. What went through your head?
Yeah, I thought still okay, but we took 4 tires, and I thought that definitely the right call, and just so many cars took 2 there, and obviously put us back. But team did a fantastic job. They prepared a championship car. It just didn't happen.
Can you do this again?
I'll try. I got a couple more shots at it, but man, if you can't win that one, I don't know which one you can win.
Hi, folks. Lee Diffie from NBC Sports.
Okay, we don't need Lee from NBC Sports. We need Stephen from Sporlitiks, or Sports and Politics Mix and Mingle since 2011. Stephen, on NASCAR, what happened?
Oh, that's a heartbreak for Denny Hamlin. He had it. He had the win. He's never won a championship. He's around 40, 41, 42, something like that. But he's one of the best race car drivers ever been. He gets on a lot of people's nerves, but it's kind of like he's the heel sometimes. But he really is a good guy, and I feel really terrible for him. He should have won this race. He was actually, I'm not going to say robbed. It just was unfortunate that a caution had to come out, and then the circumstances happened after that was negative towards him, and that's okay. But if you remember last week on the show, that my driver one of the drivers that I pull for a lot, one of the main drivers, he's a really, really good guy, Kyle Larson, won the championship. He finished 3rd, but he finished better than the other guys behind him, and that's great. I love it. I'm happy for him. And but the story is it was really turned out really bad for Denny Hamlin, who a lot of people who root against him really want him to have a championship before he retires. Like he said, if he can't win this one, how is he going to win another one? But the king of racing, Richard Petty, said if they don't change the system, I may have told y'all, I'm sure I have because I say it every day. He said that he would not support racing. He's going to get out of racing, and other people are as well. That he's like 75, 80 years old, or maybe older than 80. He might be over 80. But he's an older guy, but he has a lot of influence, and people listen to him. The system they have now, the championship that they do now with the point system and all that, it doesn't catch on with younger people like they hoped it would. and it doesn't catch on with the people that's been there for. I'm like one of the last holdouts. I'll still watch it. I still appreciate it. And I love good racing, and it is really good racing. But the point system really screws everything up when somebody can win 6 races and they don't even get in contention to be able to win, the championship. So, but it's still good. I'm so happy for Kyle Larson. I'm sad for Denny Hamlin, and well, everybody's going to prepare for next year. And it's be really interesting to see if they make any changes that go along with what the people want. Thank you, Staci.
Okay, so thank you. So basically, what did you just say? All that was basically saying what?
That they need to go back to where the point system was based on, had more merit on the wins, and it didn't have this come to the last few races and have a championship thing, and they have a few drivers and a few less drivers and a few less drivers. It's more of a distraction. It's not cool. It doesn't allow other people that have had a tough year. It doesn't allow them to come in at the end of the year and have a great year, and win a few races and have a chance to win the championship.
You're confusing.
Right.
Let me see if I can sum this up in English.
Thank you, Todd. I was counting on you, brother. Thank you.
Don't mention it. I always have to help white people whenever I can. Now, I think
that's why we keep you around.
I think what you're saying is, if NASCAR keeps up what it's doing right now, you think in a year or so they can win the championship Super Bowl, right?
Super Bowl, World Series. It's combined because racing is so superior to every other sport. It's called the World Series Super Bowl Championship. But you're close. You're more right than most people that don't understand what we're talking about.
Oh,
thank you, Todd. Appreciate you, bro.
Sure, that's no problem.
All right, thank you. We're gonna move on. Thank you. We don't have much time. We have to you can't talk all day, cousin Todd.
But that was pertinent. We needed that for clarification for you and other people that are watching this show, Staci.
Oh, okay, you're right. Thank you. I'm going to share my screen. All right, back to back World Series.
Bounces one up the middle, hits to the back, over to first to beat the champ. You gotta knock him out. The Dodgers stand tall and win back-to-back titles.
Okay, so that
was we just saw the Los Angeles Rams won, and I'm proud of them.
Right.
I'm sorry, Stephen.
I thought you were a Philly fan. Why are you even pulling for any LA team?
Well,
because I'm not married.
Are you a Charger fan too?
Oh
can we have Keith go first? Keith is in LA. Keith is from LA, and it is his team, if he claims them, that won the World Series. Keith.
Yeah, well, that's great. LA won. That's about the only thing that we could be proud of in LA, or that I may be proud of in LA, is that we won a baseball game. A baseball, whatever. That's it.
Okay. Anyone else on that? I'll make my comment. I think LA stole that series from Toronto. They just stole it because, a little bit earlier in the series, Toronto had them really, really running for the hills. And then all of a sudden I think they stole that from Toronto.
I don't know what that means by stealing. They're not thieves.
Yeah,
they're not
I'd like
criminals.
to know too.
I don't
what does that mean?
That.
Well, I think what they did was they used their experience in winning a World Series, and they just put the pedal to the metal and use their experience to help them get over a hump so they could win the World Series, whereas Toronto didn't have that experience. That makes a difference when someone plays for a championship game like that or series like that.
Right on. And if people did not bet on LA to win the World Series, then they should never gamble. It's so easy. It was so easy. They have the best player in the world on their team. They're going to find a way to win, and they have a great team besides Ohtani. if you don't bet on them to win, you should never win a bet in your life. It's easy. It's easy
And
money.
see, this is my point.
That's not even gambling. That's called gambling.
Right,
Gambling.
but this is the problem. This sports betting. This is a real problem. Sports betting in America is a problem
Why?
because it sometimes changes the outcome of a game and a series.
Oh, yeah, it can. But I'm just saying the very best team in baseball was the Dodgers. And if you didn't bet on them to win this World Series, you should never gamble because you're crazy.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, let's move on and see if you betted on this.
I didn't get a chance to say my piece, but that's fine.
Okay. Go ahead,
No,
Cousin Todd.
Doesn't matter. Just forget it. Just forget it. You people are not sports fans, so I can't.
Yeah, Todd is scoring. I hope he's able to do the rest of the show, Stacy. Hope so. Keith has already disappeared. Let's hold on to who we have here tonight, guys.
I think we have to go back to a moment, though, at the end of that game with Jaden Daniels, because he's still in the game. It's clearly out of reach. What was going through your mind watching that horrible moment?
I was absolutely devastated, Coach. 31 points, they're down, and he's still in the game. And he showed so much heart and toughness this week trying to come off of a knee injury and hamstring injuries and get back out there. Sometimes it's up to the head coach to protect a guy from himself, Coach.
Well, I actually don't have a problem with him being in the game at that time. He's a competitor. He wanted to be out there. The problem and what they're going to have to get solved, this is the way Jaden Daniels plays. He's competitive. He runs. He doesn't slide. He doesn't always run out of bounds. He took hits last year. We were talking about it. He took a bunch of hits tonight. That's just the way he plays, and that's what I think they're going to have to be concerned with.
Well, for me, he got a chance to play over 3 quarters. He didn't have to play in that 4th quarter. And like I said before, he came back and showed so much heart and resilience coming back actually playing in this game, because I thought they was trying to rush him to play in this game. But he should have never been in the game in a situation like that. You put the backup in, you say, hey, guys, we're going to get healthy and we're going to prepare for next week. And that's what they should have done.
Even since he's been dealing with those injuries, going all the way back to week 2, first it was the knee, then it was the ham. He doesn't change it for you?
I talked to him. I talked to the offensive coaches tonight. I'm totally healthy. I'm not on a pitch count. We're not calling the game any differently. They went in feeling like he was totally healthy. And do you take your starting quarterback out when it's 31-7 and 38-7?
100%.
Peyton Manning, if I asked him to come out at that point, he's going to look me in the eye and say, I'm not coming out.
But if he's coming out because of a knee and because of previous hamstring injury, Coach, he couldn't get mad at you.
Well, this is your team. This is your team, Stephen. Let's let Todd go first.
Okay.
And then Stephen.
Well, he came out and he got hurt. He was the quarterback, and he got hurt. But when you're dealing with hockey pucks, you have to be careful, because one false move and there's a puck right to the eye.
I've had that happen. Thank you, Todd.
You know what? I can imagine you and Keith playing around together, and one thing leads to another.
Yeah, we play manly sports.
Yeah, I bet. You bet, Stu.
Yeah. So, Stacy, I'm so glad I get the opportunity to say something. I'm with the old coach here. The coach is right. You have competitors out there that want to play, and the other guy jumping to the little young guy used to play football, whatever he is. He's jumping up and down. He's so mad at the coach, like a lot of people are mad at the coach of my Redskins. It's not that the coach didn't do anything wrong. He didn't have any plays that were designed for him to run. And he had plays for him to throw the ball, because he's a quarterback. But he took it upon himself to run and the coach said, yes, that's what he does. Our coach said that's what he does. He likes to scramble because that's how he does. But it wasn't a designed run. He wasn't. The coach didn't put him in a vulnerable position, because all he wanted him to do is throw the ball and maybe have a chance to come back and win. And that's what football is about. You don't want to say, oh, we've lost, we're going to give up, we'll just take a knee. No, you're not. You're going to keep your player out there that's your best player and see if you can't win this game. Because a lot of games, Sometimes you can get 30 points in 20 minutes. I mean, in the last fourth quarter, you can get 20 points, 30 points. I've seen it happen all the time. So why take him out? You're going to give up the season? Oh, we're taking him out. We're quitting because they're not quitters.
If the other team is playing that well, where there's no way we can make a comeback. Why are you going to get your boys beat up?
There is no way you can make a comeback. And to say, and the little guy, that little young guy said, "Oh, he's came back from injuries. You know what his injuries were? His lower extremities. You know what he hurt? His elbow. And that happens. Injuries happen in football. His injuries didn't get him hurt. He didn't re-injure himself. He didn't re-hurt his knee or his ankle or his hamstring. He didn't re-hurt that. He hurt his upper extremities, his elbow. So that's what happened. And you know what? When you play football, it ain't tiddlywinks like you play, Todd. It's a real sport, and people get hurt. And that's what happens. And they want to blame the coach. They want a scapegoat. Everybody needs a scapegoat when something happens. We know what happened. Shiite happens. So you take it as it comes, and you go on from then. And you know what? It's the next man up. And Mariota, the backup, is the best backup in football. And we haven't given up yet. The year's not over. That game wasn't over. And that's what's wrong a lot of times in the world. They're like, oh, we just got to give up because we can't win. When David saw Goliath at 50 feet tall, he didn't give up. He swung a rock and hit in the head.
Right. And Todd, I must say, I agree with Stephen. It's a competitive game. I think it is an excuse to blame the coach. I mean, if Jaden Daniels really wanted to not play and not, possibly or prevent a further injury, he could have told his offensive coordinator, hey, just pull me out of here. Or he could have stayed in and not made the moves he made. Those scrambling moves and things like that, it wasn't necessary for him to do that at 31 points down. You know who that reminds me of? That quarterback Philadelphia had, who's
Michael Vick.
No, Michael Vick was not like that. The quarterback that Philadelphia has,
Randall Cunningham.
No, you're telling your age.
Oh, I'm just going through I have a list of all the great football players, but you people are not sports people, so you wouldn't understand.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Are you talking about Charles Barkley?
Yes.
No.
He doesn't play anymore, but he's relevant.
Charles Barkley played basketball. He didn't even play football. Cousin Todd, we're not talking about him. We're talking about who is that? He plays now. Doesn't he play for the Colts?
Who are you talking about?
The quarterback that is the quarterback for the Colts right now.
Oh, yeah. He's Indiana Jones. Daniel Jones playing for the Colts. He's quarterback.
No.
He was at the Giants.
No, not
you
him.
don't know what you're talking about.
You said the Colts, didn't you?
No, then I have the wrong team. I'm sorry.
All right, who are you talking about?
He doesn't know anything about sports, so you have to just bear with her.
When I remember, I'll tell you, but he used to do all sorts of plays that would put himself in jeopardy. And we said, why would he do and make certain moves that would put himself in jeopardy? He'd get hurt. And then that affects the team's ability to win when the main quarterback is out and you don't have a backup that is just as dynamic.
Do you mean RG3?
No. Dr. J.
Todd.
He's going to rag on this all night.
I know. He just won't quit.
He got to be like a damn pit bull with a rope in his mouth, just hanging there.
Yeah. Can you imagine Todd like a pit bull with a rope in his mouth?
Yeah, I can imagine that. That's about how he is.
Yeah, that's the kids teased him. Moving on. I agree with Stephen totally. Hey, don't misunderstand. I feel horrible for Jaden Daniels. Young man, extremely talented. I hate that he has to go through that pain.
Did you see it, Staci?
Yeah, I was trying to find a video real quick
to
show it that they wouldn't block on us. I didn't want to show anything that we would get blocked.
Oh, it's awful.
Trying to find something or they would block that video. I was trying to find something where I could show it. Let me see.
I hope you got a painkiller real quick. Huh?
Why would they do that, Todd?
What?
Why would they block it? Well, because when you're playing...
Here it is.
I'm not going to look at it.
Oh, it's awful.
I got my eyes closed.
Man, his ligaments just ripped to pieces. Awful.
I'm not
That's some
watching.
terrible pain. That's some terrible pain.
Horrible. Horrible. He needed a shot right then.
Right then, right before they put him on the stretcher or whatever, give him a
He
shot.
needed
Right.
a pain medicine shot right then.
Yep. Oh my God.
That had to be horrible.
Oh, take
And
it all the way.
I'm
Oh,
not looking.
I know his mother was losing her mind because she's like on the sidelines most of the time when he plays. So I know that hurt her just as much as it hurt him.
sure.
I'm not
Somebody,
looking.
please. I don't know who was that. I hear all that stuff in the background.
That's probably
He's out for the year.
That was Keith.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Keith, why in the world are you playing
Yeah.
something in the background that's
Yeah,
really
he'll
loud?
recover. Oh no, that was somebody. That's all right.
All right. Well, we'll keep you on mute.
I didn't watch. I kept my eyes closed. I've never watched when people fall or things like that happen. Never.
Right.
I can't
No.
stand it.
Right.
Yeah, it makes you sick. It'll make you sick.
So, like I was saying, our thoughts and prayers go out to Jaden Daniels and his family during his recovery time. He's young. He will recover. He will be back. He will be better. I truly believe that. And I
It's his.
that happened to him.
I'm sorry, Stacy, but it is his non-throwing arm, which is a awesome thing. Because that his throwing arm is magic. He's one of the best, I think.
Right. But I'm sure he needs that non-throwing arm to throw with the throwing arm.
Oh yeah. It's all you're right. He needs. Yeah, he's going to come back next year. We're not getting rid of him. Nobody can have him. We're going to keep him.
Right. That's good. So let me share my screen and play this for you.
Coming on the air with breaking news. Former Vice President Dick Cheney has died at the age of 84. His family just released a statement saying Richard B. Cheney, the 46th Vice President of the United States, died last night, November 3rd, 2025. He was 84 years old. His beloved wife of 61 years, Lynn, his daughters Liz and Mary, and other family members were with him as he passed. The former vice president died due to complications of pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease. Dick Cheney was called the force behind President George W. Bush, a notoriously silent but powerful vice president who became an outspoken defender of the Bush administration, ardent critic of President Obama. Cheney was beloved by conservatives, vilified by the left. After 9/11, he was influential in formulating the U.S. response, the doctrine of preemptive action. It widened the war on terror from Afghanistan to Iraq. He faced challenges in and out of the White House, shooting a campaign contributor in the face during a 2006 quail hunt. Cheney's daughter Liz was one of 10 Republicans who voted to impeach former President Trump for his role in the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol. Dick Cheney came to the Capitol on the first anniversary of that horrific day. We'll have much more on Good Morning America. That's coming up in just a bit. Also on ABC News Live and abcnews.com. Have a good day.
Okay. Anybody want to make their comments before I make my comment and we move on? Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, I'll just say that he was a Republican. He was very strong, a strong man. I think considering all of his heart problems and he had open heart surgery. Yeah, I mean, gosh, man, he had several things happen to him physically as far as his medical procedures went. So I think he was pretty strong. I mean, to last this long, 84 years, that's a good long time. I didn't agree with everything. I mean, obviously, but I did agree with him during the Bush era. He kept Bush strong. Bush was kind of leaning more to the middle and then to the left after he left. But this guy, but Cheney stayed very strong. I didn't agree with him attacking Trump the way he did. That's the only thing. But other than that, I agreed with his politics. I don't know how, it's kind of confusing sometimes to see how they could hate Trump so much, and yet he was very conservative on other things that he was during his era. So, great.
Okay. Anyone else next?
Stephen.
Like the thief on the cross.
Well,
I
wait,
hope
you're going to agree with Keith or disagree?
Once you let me talk, and you will find out.
Okay, go ahead, but make it plain. Don't talk all weird and stuff so nobody understands what you're saying except your boy Todd.
You won't understand because you don't know the Bible, but like the thief on the cross, I hope Dick Cheney found Jesus, and I hope he's saved, and I hope he's in heaven, and I hope he's with Jesus. I really do. I sincerely feel this way. But Dick Cheney is one of the worst people that ever lived, because he started a war based on lies. And our soldiers, that Staci on this show says we care about our soldiers, and all of these and we love them, right? We all love our soldiers. They were sent out to slaughter. They were doing the bidding of another country that caused 9/11. And Dick Cheney, everybody knows. They all know the Muslims didn't take down the towers. Dick Cheney was in on it. Bush was in on it. They were all in on it. And they took it. So we went out to Afghanistan and Iraq and killed about 1 million people. He's got the blood of 1 million people on his hands. He's a bad person. His daughter's a piece of crap. And I like I said, I don't hate the man. I pray to God that he found Jesus before he died, but he did a lot of evil in this world, and he killed a lot of innocent people that didn't need to die. And he got a lot of American soldiers and killed. And he got a lot of American soldiers maimed over lies. And George W. Bush lied. They all lied. There were no weapons of mass destruction. The towers came down because they had bombs in them. No planes could bring those towers down. That's a lie. That's an absolute lie. And a foreign entity and our people, the same people like the CIA that Spanberg used to work for, that just won in Virginia, and she's our new damn governor. The same people that did that took the towers down. And they took the towers down so that we would go and take out their enemies. And the same thing is going on today. We give all of our money to somebody who's wiping out Gaza. There's not going to be anybody left. It's not about defending yourself at all. It's not about December 7, because Israel could have responded sooner than they did. They did not respond soon because they wanted a catastrophe. They wanted these people to be murdered. They wanted these people in Israel to happen to them, is what happened. They wanted that to happen so that they had an excuse to wipe out all the Palestinian people. And the Palestinian people are actually the real people that are the descendants and the bloodline of Jesus. These Jews that live in Israel, these Jews that live in Israel are not the descendants of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ told these same people they are from the synagogue of Satan. And let me make a statement real quick, Staci. Let me make a statement real quick. These good people on here are not responsible for what comes out of my mouth. Thank you, Staci.
Thank you.
Okay,
that's right. We have nothing to do with it.
No.
Stephen, you're flip-flopping yet again.
It's not flip-flopping. It's not flip-flopping.
Stop it.
We don't have all day. You have to make your point.
It's gathering information and going with the new information you have.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. You can't keep going. I let you go for
okay. Now, so Stephen, if you say the opposite of what you just said last week and for months and years, that's called flip-flopping. So you're saying, no, I just got some more information. I've been telling you that information. You weren't listening. I said, you can't kill the Palestinians who did nothing. Well, they're all evil. They're evil. I said, Stephen, that would be like, and I gave you an example. I said, if there is a criminal who runs into a school and starts shooting the school up, you don't send the SWAT team in to kill everybody in the school. And you said,
okay,
well, they're evil. They're evil. So they're using the Palestinians as shields. So they got to do what they have to do. Okay.
All of my life, I've been told that
all of my life, I fought.
Please let me say this. All of my life, I was told that Israel are they are the chosen people. When I realized and I found out recently, they're not the chosen people. Like if I said my wife for 20 years is the best woman I've ever known in my life, but one day I wake up, she's sitting on my chest with a gun pointed at my eyes, I'm not going to say she's the best person. When you get more information, when you find out what the truth is, Todd, you have to change your stance. If not, you're retarded.
I let you go on and on and on.
Thank you, Steve.
We all knew that, Steve.
Okay, I let you all go on and on. Keith, go ahead.
Well, I just listened to that exchange. Well,
My boyfriend thinks differently, and I don't know what to say now.
Go ahead, Keith.
well, no, I said what I had to say though. Basically, I already said it. Didn't I say it first,
Okay,
Staci?
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I worked with I've never met Dick Cheney, but I worked with him in the Bush administration, and it was thoughts and prayers go out to the Cheney family.
Okay. Let me just say this. Stephen,
You already talked.
we all knew this information because you're dumb and didn't know it. Now, all of a sudden, you got an epiphany, and now they're evil. You don't know what you're talking about, Stephen. You just learned this yesterday when we knew this years ago.
Okay,
I don't know
Now,
what I'm talking
Dick
about.
Cheney. Now, Dick
Right.
Cheney.
Hey, let me tell you
the
what.
reason
There's
I
a
don't
big
like-
fight right now between the Republican Party, between people like me and the old school right now. It's a huge fight going on. You don't even know what you're talking about, son.
The reason I don't like Dick Cheney is
Lawmakers
because
do not reach
well,
an
I'll tell you
agreement
later.
on a deal to reopen the government. Well, that shutdown could become the longest in U.S. history. Our Melanie Almec is live on Capitol Hill this morning with the latest. Mel?
Hey, good morning. And, you know, as far as whether there's any thawing of relationships, at least as far as President Trump is concerned, no. He says there are no plans to negotiate on this with Democrats. He's also pushing Senate Republicans to try to change the Senate rules and get rid of the 60-vote threshold needed in order to end the government shutdown. The shutdown now entering its second month. Federal workers are about to miss additional paychecks, including those still going in every day for their essential jobs. Federal News Network is reporting that several agencies now extending employee furlough notices another 30 days. Flight delays due to understaffed air traffic control towers continue to be a pressure point. On ABC This Week, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said issues are being monitored.
We will delay, we will cancel any kind of flight across the national airspace to make sure people are safe. But there is a level of risk that gets injected into the system when we have a controller that's doing two jobs instead of one.
Food assistance for some 42 million Americans is also in limbo. Initially, Trump administration officials said they would not use emergency funds to keep paying the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits, but two federal judges ruled against the administration. And Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says now that benefits could restart Wednesday, but the administration does have to answer to those federal judges later today whether it intends to go ahead and pay those benefits. Both Democrats and Republicans, as far as ending that filibuster goes, have said that they are resistant to the president's idea. Both parties believe that it gives too much power to the opposition.
All right, Cousin Todd, let's start with you.
I don't know what she was just saying. Both parties think it gives too much to the opposition, but just let's go over what was said. The SNAP program, which is just food stamps, Stephen, that's food for Americans, not food for overseas. That's food for Americans. And just imagine this president does not want to pay the money so that children can eat. This is only for poor people. Meanwhile, he's cutting. And mind you, he was cutting this anyway. This is under the Project 2025. They are cutting SNAP benefits by $187 billion. That's part of the big, beautiful bill, if you want to read it. And so to starve children in America is Christian-like, according to you and Keith. And also Medicaid, to slash Medicaid, because you said, Stephen, because of the illegals is on it, and he gonna get only the illegals off of it. That's not true. Illegals are not on Medicaid, Stephen. But the Republicans keep telling you that, and you're dumb enough to believe that. It is against the law for...
Thank you. We can't. Thank you, Todd. I got to move on.
Oh my gosh, I'm giving these people pertinent information because Stephen stays confused. And when he gets a bit of information, he said, oh, you're on the side of Hamas. You're on the evil side of Hamas. And I said, Stephen, we're not on Hamas's side. We're just saying Benjamin Netanyahu is taking advantage and killing innocent children and women. He didn't believe that until just yesterday. Now, all of a sudden, he got this epiphany. You kill me, Stephen. You
Okay,
kill
Stephen
me.
or Keith, anything about the government shutdown? It should end. The president should be leading the charge to end it so that the country can be up and running again.
Well, he's not.
Keith, Stephen.
Well, the president is trying. Every time they try to, the Democrats simply refuse to negotiate. They're talking about, just like Todd was talking about, SNAP programs, all these programs. Look, we're not a
Yes.
socialist country yet. I mean, we're headed that way. We're on the brink of it because we have such pressure from the left to make us into
To
a
feed
socialist country. But
children.
we're trying to. We have a no. It's not about feeding children.
That's what the
They
SNAP
say that, but
program
it's not.
is.
That's not what they do. They think they you only are deceived, my friend, in thinking that they are doing that. But
What
there's
are they
a
doing?
lot of
What are they
underhanded
doing?
stuff. Well, they're putting money into other programs like taking care of illegal aliens, and that money is going in the wrong place.
Oh my God.
So it's not all going to poor
That has nothing to
Americans.
do with SNAP.
It is not
That's,
going to all poor Americans and feeding poor Americans.
yes, it
Okay,
is.
so
That's what the
you only
SNAP
think it is.
program
And
is.
see, it's his word against ours. So all you have to do is everybody has to research for themselves, find out the truth for themselves.
Okay, so let me
That's
share my
what, like
screen.
Stephen has
We can
done. Stephen's
share
done a good
what
job of
the,
that.
let's share the screen so we can share what the truth is. It says the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, formerly and colloquially still known as the Food Stamp Program, or simply food stamps, is a United States federal government program that provides food purchasing assistance for low and no income persons to help them maintain adequate nutrition and health. It is a federal aid program administered by the U.S. Department of Agriculture under the Food and Nutrition Service. Through benefits are distributed by specific departments of the United States, like the Division of Social Services and the Department of Health and Human Services.
Can I ask you a question,
So
Stacey?
this is according to Wikipedia.com.
Stacey, why
Yes.
can't the states do it? Why can't the states that the people are
Okay,
suffering in
we're not
do
talking
it?
about
Why
that.
can't
She
they
just
do it?
read what
Why does it have to be
this
a federal
program
government?
is.
I think
Why
it's
does the
federal.
federal
I think
government?
it's federal because the federal government has more money and more apparatus and a better ability
To distribute it evenly.
distribute it evenly and fairly to everyone in every
No,
state and
the
territory.
local government has a better ability to do that because you have a lot of fraud when you have this national form of government doing it, and that's
That's
not the
not
purpose
true.
of the
I don't know
federal
what you.
government.
Let me get Stephen in here. Stephen,
Come
Yes.
on, Stephen.
the SNAP program should continue to help those who are in need, especially a lot of people who have lost their jobs and don't have paychecks. They need food to eat. In addition
wish.
to in addition to the
Yeah.
food that they're giving out for people, they need
The shutdown
additional
is
because of the
the
high price
shutdown is
of food.
evidence enough that it's
I,
not
I
good.
wish people continue to get the benefits, and I want American to get the benefits. And the problem that's holding it up is there are foreigners that are getting benefits, so many benefits from us, even more than just that. They get so much more than we get as American citizens. That's bad. And please give me 30 seconds to address your cousin. Charlie Kirk said that you get new information, and this is what that's been eating on me for a while. It's not in a day. Charlie Kirk said that when Israel was attacked, and they had they had the big party, that there was a stand down order. Charlie Kirk said that he thinks he's pretty sure there was a stand down order because they could use this mauling of these people that were against Netanyahu anyway, that there was a stand down order and they let it go on. So it'd be so bad that would justify the horrific crap that they did after that. But Todd, for all of my life as a Christian and all of his life as a Christian, we believe that they are the chosen people, but it's a misinterpretation. It's a lie. It's a lie. But wait a minute. But it was a lie. But it was a lie about that.
You got to stop. Sorry. You asked for 30 seconds. I gave you more than 30 seconds, actually. So
you have 32. You're more than generous. Hey, Mr. Scrooge, how about give me another piece of coal I can put on the fire?
Hey, Stacy, may I ask you this? I want to ask you this, Staci. Important, really. Does the government shutdown in itself prove that the federal government really should not be involved in all of these small local programs, whether it's feeding the poor? Because look, if the government shutdown is affecting that, why should that happen? Why can't the local government take care of that? You see what I'm at? Just a question. Todd, what do you think?
They don't have the money, ding dong. Surprise.
Why not?
Oh my
Why
God.
not?
Because they're one state. They're not 50 states.
Oh
No, they're
God.
spending it on something
50
else.
California
50
takes
states
care
have
of.
more
California.
money. 50 states have more money than one state.
California takes
So
care of
we are
Virginia.
Big day
So
in the
we are
Supreme Court
stealing.
tomorrow with President Trump's tariff policy facing a legal challenge. What's at stake with that case? And if the Supreme Court rules against the Trump administration, what is Plan B for trade policy?
I'll tell you, the White House is always preparing for Plan B. It would be imprudent of the president's advisors not to prepare for such a situation. With that said, we are 100% confident in the president and his team's legal arguments in the merits of the law in this case, and we remain optimistic that the Supreme Court is going to do the right thing. The importance of this case cannot be overstated. The president must have the emergency authority to utilize tariffs. Look at what President Trump has been able to do with the leverage and the power of tariffs. He's been able to sign peace deals all over the world and end global conflicts and literally save lives. He's been able to bring in trillions of dollars of investments into our country. In fact,
Where
this
is
year
the money?
alone, we are going to cut the deficit by $600 billion, namely because of the president's effective use of tariffs. And the president strongly believes that economic security is a matter of national security, and tariffs have a lot to do with that. And this case is not just about President Trump. It's about the use of this emergency authorization for tariffs for future presidents and administrations to come. And we're confident and hopeful that the Supreme Court will do the right thing. Kristen.
Why did President Trump get an MRI during his recent visit to Wall Street?
Look, as President Trump said, he would inquire with the physicians. I'll check back on that. But as the physical itself stated, Kristen, and as you all know, because you were all witness to it, every single.
Let's stop there. Tariffs and the Supreme Court, they're going to look at it today, next couple days, and they're going to make the decision. Cousin Todd, I thought, well, let me ask Keith. Keith, I thought tariffs were taxes, and I thought the Republican Party did not want a lot of taxes. So why do we want to have more tariffs?
Tariffs are taxes against other countries, not taxes against the American people.
But it does eventually affect the American people because we're dealing with the goods that are coming from the countries, and we're putting tariffs on those goods that are coming, which causes the prices to go up for the American people.
One
that's
plus
why
one
the American
equals two.
I want you to hear it. Read my lips. That's why I want you to be as independent as Brother Stephen. You see, when you have an
What does this mean? Make it plain.
Let him finish.
When you
make it plain.
Todd's not gonna. Todd, you got to be. The American people need to be independent. They need to understand that they can provide their own needs.
What does this mean in English?
What this means is that we have to be innovative. We have to be free. We have to be producers. Again, we have to be innovators. We have to
make
bring
our
up
own clothes,
our own economy, and that's what we need to do, and not depend on government. That's why government is out of control, and all of the spending and all of this is going on. The shutdown, and the shutdown comes. Hold on, then you have a shutdown because they're providing all the money for people in all 50 states, like Staci said, instead of each state providing for its own.
Okay, so Stephen,
independence.
According to Keith's logic, you have to get your own tomatoes and make your own tomato sauce, and you have to get your own pasta and flour, make
and
your own pasta.
fabric, because you got to make your own clothes.
And you gotta get the wood and make your own furniture
in the country.
and your doors, and you have to get the stuff.
You know what?
Stephen, I didn't say that, Stephen.
Hey, do you know?
Don't
wait a minute.
I didn't
in
say
your
do you know?
Stephen.
Wait a minute. Wait, can I answer you, Stacy?
Yes, please.
Do you know who does that? The Amish people do that. And you know what else about the Amish people? None of them ever got COVID. And they all live a lot longer than the rest of us do.
Yeah.
And they live off the land the way we always did. You remember a few weeks ago, I made fun of Africa because I said if it wasn't for white people, you would still be crapping in a hole, Todd. I don't mean that now. I've come to a revelation about that as well. Wait a minute. You know what? Exactly the way they live is we all should live. We should respect the earth, live off the earth the way Jesus Christ did. We should all live off the earth. Everything we're doing now is all chemicals. It's bad for everybody. Everybody has bad health. But the people in Africa are doing it right. We don't need high-rise buildings. We never did. We never needed all this extra crap.
Okay,
all we needed. That's all we needed. Right. So
Okay,
yeah, and tariffs is one thing that Donald Trump does right. And he's a businessman and he's doing it right. I'm sorry you don't understand it.
Todd. Okay, Cousin Todd.
I don't know what you said, but Stephen is mentally unstable because one day he'll say this and the next day he'll say the complete opposite and say, I just learned because I just found it out. So I changed everything. You're crazy.
You get more information. The more information you get, the more you learn.
We let you talk, honey.
I know, but it's silly.
But so what? Silly. He thinks you're crazy, but he lets you talk.
And this thing you just said, I told him, if it wasn't for white people, you people would be still squatting in the bushes.
Right, that's what I said. I said I was wrong. That's actually a better way to live.
Okay.
Because AI is coming. AI is coming. It's going to wipe us out. If we never had any of this technology, we'd all be back.
Okay, I just said stop talking. He's talking.
I made a valid point.
It
Let me
doesn't
talk.
matter. He's talking. You have to let him finish.
His mouth was closed.
Gosh, I can't. So this is the point.
His mouth was closed.
You see how crazy he is? I'm telling you, this boy is mentally unstable.
I'm not arguing with you about that, Todd.
And then,
but why can't we have a conversation? I'm not trying to talk over anybody. Let's have a conversation.
Election day across the country, and millions of Americans are heading to the polls for some high-stakes races. New Jersey and Virginia.
That man's still talking.
Governors. In New York City, a new mayor will be elected. And in California, voters are deciding if the state's congressional district should be redrawn. ABC's Rena Roy is live in New York with a showdown at the polls and what some are calling the first real test of President Trump's second term. Rena.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Judy. Today's results could indicate how Americans might feel about President Trump since his re-election and could also set the stage for next year's midterms.
All eyes on New York City today, with voters hitting the polls for a historic mayoral race.
I think this vote, even though it's a local election, could have major impacts on how the two major parties have control across the country.
Self-proclaimed Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani leading the polls, the 34-year-old focusing his campaign on affordability.
It is time now for a new day in our politics.
Former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo running as an independent and now endorsed by President Trump, despite a tumultuous history between the two.
He's not endorsing me. He's opposing Mamdani.
Guardian Angels founder Republican Curtis Sliwa also running.
My campaign has stood in stark contrast to Andrew Cuomo, the candidate of the billionaires, the influencers, the insiders.
The cost of living also a focus for the bitter race for governor of New Jersey. Republican Jack Ciattarelli campaigning on lowering taxes.
The future of our state hangs in the balance. Look at your property tax bill. If you're a tenant, look at your monthly rent. Look at your electricity bill.
Democrat Mikey Sherrill saying she would declare a state of emergency to freeze utility rate hikes.
I've told people in my state, look, if it's keeping you up at night as your governor, it's going to keep me up at night.
In Virginia, Democrat Abigail Spanberger running for governor against Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears, both discussing issues such as energy, education, and immigration on the trail. The winner will be the Commonwealth's first female governor. In California, it's all about Prop 50, a ballot measure that would allow the state's congressional map to be redrawn, potentially giving Democrats new pickup opportunities.
And back here in New York.
Let me go
I'm going to
first.
stop that. Wait a minute. I just want everyone to see this. Let me share my screen, please. And then I'll let Keith and then Stephen and then Cousin Todd. If you look at this,
fought to establish a government of, by, and for the people. It is also the place where Barbara Johns, a 16-year-old student from Farmville.
Abigail Spanberger has been called as the next governor of Virginia. We're going to start with Keith. You want to talk about California and that proposition?
Yeah. You know what it's looking like. I mean, I do believe in miracles. I believe in God's miracles, and God is in control either way. So it doesn't matter what man does. God's going to have the last word. So having said that, it does appear that the Democrats have the upper hand and are winning in the local levels. Now, what I'm a little bit disappointed in and I don't understand is why Trump, if it's true what they reported, why would Trump support a Democrat? Why would he support Cuomo after what Cuomo did during COVID? And I'm sure Stephen can agree with me on that one. But I mean, why would he support him instead of Curtis Sliwa? Sliwa didn't get much. He didn't get much traction because nobody's. I mean, they didn't talk about it. They didn't promote him. And I'm disappointed that Trump did not promote him. I mean, just because you don't think he can win, I don't know. I don't know if it's true. So that
I'll explain it later.
You're right, Keith. The man that ran as a Republican didn't get the Republicans' president's endorsement. It's pretty crazy. That's another reason. That's another strike against him. See, Todd, things add up. This is something new. And when that happens, it's something new and it changes you.
Not new.
It is new that he didn't support him. That's something new.
He's been
so now that we have
year.
Abigail, what we have is Abigail Spamberger, and she's ex-CIA, so you can't trust her. She's a horrible person. She is Gavin Newsom from California. She's going to ruin Virginia. Our last governor here has made this state one of the best states in the world. I mean, in the country, because he has done every business wants it. Huh?
What's the current governor's name?
Governor Youngkin. He was the best governor we've had in forever. He's a Republican, and all the businesses are coming here. Guess what? Abigail Spanberger is a communist, CIA, New World Order piece of garbage, and she's going to destroy this state. Is what she's going to do. It's not going to make it's not going to be a right to work state anymore. She's going to make everything is going to be through what do you call it? The mob. If the union, she's going to put everything's going to be you. I have to join a union to work in Virginia now. She's ruined our state. She's ruined our state. You know what, Todd? I voted for a black. Todd, don't talk. I voted for a black woman because I'm racist, right? I voted for a black woman because I'm racist. I also voted for a lieutenant governor, a gay white man married to a black man, because I am a homophobic racist as well, as you would put me. But I voted for him because that man has integrity. I know this man for over a decade, and he's a great man. And I don't care who he sleeps with or what color the skin of the man he sleeps with. That's all of your identity politics is BS. And that's why your side is so hideous. That's why people can support the right and not you and your side, because you're you will never criticize anything your president or your side does. But I come on here because I'm an honest man with integrity, with a soul. You have no soul. You are a clone. You're not even a real human being. That's what your problem is. You have no soul, obviously. And Charlie Kirk,
my boyfriend.
Charlie Kirk's.
Go ahead, cousin Todd.
Okay. The reason you voted for the black woman and the black man that married the white man and because you felt the kinship.
What?
You felt a kinship because you kind of felt like, well, never mind. You can figure it out. So anyway,
is it because I'm black?
No, it's because Keith is black. Now,
I don't know.
So now this is the thing. What's happening is Donald Trump, just the way you've turned against Donald Trump, Stephen. Now it's going to
I
take
still
more.
support his some of his policies. I'm not totally turned against him.
The
Sorry.
people are turning against him because of the optics. Like we talked about, you said he shouldn't have torn down the White House to build a great big ballroom just so his name can be all over it. When people are starving to death because he's cutting Medicaid and
he's not.
cutting SNAP benefits.
He is not. He is not, Todd.
Listen, I think, Staci, for ignorant people like Stephen, because I just read that yesterday. If you pull up Project 2025 and go to the section of SNAP, you will see that in the big, beautiful bill, SNAP benefits are to be cut by $1.8 billion. That means that's before the shutdown and before everything. He was cutting them. That's what he was doing to the SNAP benefits, which was unfair because that's for poor people. He was cutting Medicaid, that's Project 2025, not because the illegals are on it, because illegals are not on Medicaid. He's cutting them from people who need them, which we discussed that already. And so that is unfair for the president to go for the least of these. And so you can't do that. And so that's why Josh Hawley, who I don't even like, he's a Republican, said the Republicans have to find their soul. To cut people off of health care like that is ridiculous. Marjorie Taylor Greene said the same thing. You can't cut people's food like that while we're giving food to other countries. And then we're making deals with, who did we just make deals with while the farmers are losing their farms? And he's just given billions of dollars to Argentina. And so these kinds of things, you think, wait a minute, what about America first? So he doesn't make any sense. He's not interested in poor Americans. This is why he's cutting the ones that need it the most. And this is why he's losing his supporters. Because more white people are on Medicaid than blacks or Puerto Ricans. There are more white people on SNAP programs than blacks and Puerto Ricans. So it's white people that he's hurting who voted for him. Just like the Spics that voted for Trump and they came up with the song, I will bo da. And then he's gathering up by the droves and throwing them out of here. And they're saying, hey, wait, but I'm Puerto Rican. Get back to Mexico. Hey, wait a minute, but I'm Dominican. Get back to Mexico. Hey, wait a minute, I'm a Spaniard from
That doesn't make any sense.
Get back to Mexico. It does. That's the point I'm making. That doesn't make any sense. Puerto Rico is Puerto Ricans, and we own them.
All right, Todd.
What are you sending them back
But
to Mexico
you made my point for me, Todd. You made my point for me. Trump's doing so many things wrong that he's losing my support. You just said that. He's losing a lot of support. He's losing my.
Okay, now it's my turn to talk. Now, I'd like to go back to one thing. I'm going to share my screen. The quarterback that used to play for the Eagles that did all those twisting things was Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz used to play for the Eagles from 2016 to 2020, and he would make all sorts of moves that he would hurt himself worse than if he didn't make the moves, whether he was out there playing or not. So much so that he had to, he hurt himself on one play, and Nick Foles had to come in for him. And from that point on, Nick Foles led the Philadelphia Eagles to their first Super Bowl win. So
that was not Carson Wentz. That was Barry Bonds, dummy.
Oh, that was jokes. Barry Bonds played baseball. All right, cousin Todd. Anyway, I'm going to move on. I do want to take this last bit of time to say our thoughts and prayers go out to Ogunna and to Terrence Head's family. Terrence Head used to be on Sporlitiks as a contributor when we were on Blog Talk Radio, and he passed away last week. His wake is tonight and his funeral's tomorrow. Sporlitiks, when I say we, Sporlitiks planted 3 trees in his name and his memory in Michigan, and our thoughts and prayers. He was a staunch Democrat. He was a passionate
Contributor.
contributor.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to share a picture of him so you can see what he looked like. Does anyone want to make a comment about their memories of Terrence?
Yeah, real quick, I remember we had great discussions. He's a very smart man, and we agreed on a lot of stuff, but we always also fought too. But it was cool, man. He's a really good guy, really smart person, and it's a real shame that a young man like that has to go away from us. The world was a better place with people like him in it, even though we don't agree on everything, you know. But he was a good guy, and I remember him, and it was good times.
Okay.
Keith or cousin Todd?
Oh, Keith didn't want to say that. The good Christian Keith doesn't have any words for Terrence, but that's fine. That's so typical of.
The only thing
He
I
don't
can say
remember.
is
He
if
doesn't remember
Terrence,
him. He might not have
if
been here when
Terrence
Terrence was here.
Yeah, I don't know him, but I would say okay, I don't remember him. I don't recognize that face. But if Terrence was a Christian, then God bless him. He is with the Lord. That's the good news.
Amen, bro.
That's
Okay.
good. He's in
Yeah,
better place
Terrence
than us.
was a nice guy, and we agreed. I think like 98% of the time. The only thing I believe we didn't agree on whether or not was Stephen crazier than well, never mind. We agreed a lot, and he was a good debater.
Yeah, good debater, really good debater. It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
And he'll be missed. I hated it when he left the show. I thought he should have stayed longer, but he was doing other things. And so our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. How unexpected. You know, he was way too young to be getting out of here. Ugh. It was a shocker. You know, they say he's the most surprised guy in heaven. You know how they used to say that? And my mother would say he had the nerve to haul off and die. Haul off and die. So anyway, he'll be missed. And he'll be missed.
All right. Thank you. To our first responders in our communities, you make our lives livable. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the women and men of the U.S. military for all that you do in sacrificing your lives so that we are free to say whatever we choose on this show. We are forever indebted. On behalf of Keith, the constitutional conservative, Stephen, the independent thinker, and my cousin Todd. I'm Staci Johnson. Let's keep this conversation going on X. Check us out at Sporlitiks.com is our name. Sporlitiks.com on TikTok. Check us out on Instagram at Sporlitiks, Facebook, Twitch at Sporlitiks. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Sporlitiks. And check us out on Stephanie Stallworth's The Flow Television Network. Sporlitiks, where sports and politics mix and mingle. Since we've been doing this since 2011, so much so that Terrence Head was on our show. We'll see you next week. Good night. All right. Good show, everyone. Good night.
Great show. Yeah.
Okay. But let me just say before we go, Stephen, just because you have these epiphanies, we've known this much longer than you have. And so
okay, you're so enlightened. You're so smart.
Yes,
you're better than me.
Yes,
I can see.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, here we go. Here you go. I bow to you, Todd. You're
Thank
so
you.
good. No,
all right.
I'm gonna tell you something, Todd. Let me tell you something tonight. Let me tell you something real quick. The murder and cover up of Charlie Kirk destroyed the Republican Party. The Republican Party tried to use that to go against the left, and their gay boy that supposedly shot Charlie Kirk and he was a gay trans lover.
Okay, what about
because
it?
wait a
What
minute,
about it?
because that was a narrative they tried to push. It didn't work because people like me are smarter than that. This is why things have changed now. The Republican Party is dead. And it's infighting
When did they
because
die?
everybody I respect on the radio or on TV are lying to you. They're saying that he described on bullets. He scribed on bullets that this gay guy hated Charlie Kirk because he hated transsexuals. It was fake. Charlie Kirk was not killed by somebody with a 30-06 because I've shot a 30-06. Todd, I would take your whole head off with a 30-06.
Okay, what is
They
your point?
lied to us. Don't talk. Listen. They lied to us. I can no longer take the lies. I voted for these people because I thought they were on the side of Jesus. These people are not. They are the synagogue of Satan. They are with Israel, and what they're doing is what they're doing is bringing in the Antichrist, and that's what all this means. Charlie Kirk was not shot by a gay boy with a 30-06. He did not have a Superman throat that would stop the bullet from exiting. He was murdered by Israel because he said that Israel let the delay happen, that they let the delay happen. They let people get slaughtered and raped and murdered and captured so they could wipe out the Palestinian people. And that's what they're doing now. They're murdering all of the Palestinian people.
I told you that. You said they've not.
But because I told you, because I've been conditioned to believe they are God's chosen people. But the Israeli government is evil. They are not God's chosen people. The people they are killing have the lineage, the Palestinian people have the lineage of Jesus Christ. They are close to Jesus Christ. These are European Jews, and I may be killed for this. And I'm telling you, I'm not suicidal. But they own our country. We don't have the Declaration of Independence or Constitution because Israel removed it. Israel owns our country. They own Donald Trump. And it's an epiphany. And this is what I found out now, Todd. This is what's going on. And if you speak out, you can speak out against our government, but you can't speak out against Israel. Your enemy is who you can't speak out against. If you speak
Okay, thank you, Stephen.
They will kill you.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. That's okay. These are the opinions of Stephen, not Sporlitiks. This is
what would Jesus say?
We cannot control what Stephen says or what Stephen thinks. These are the opinions of Stephen, not Sporlitiks.
What would Jesus do?